All right, now we have come to the last part of the Tiger King. A quick revision. Previously, we have come to know that the Tiger King is now all set to disprove the prophecy that his end would be at the hands of the 100th tiger. So he is all set to kill 100 tigers, and and in the process, he has killed 99 tigers. Okay, 70 tigers from Pratibandapuram and 30 tigers from the kingdom of his in-law, right? So now his count has gone up to 99. He's just one short, and this last tiger was nowhere to be found. He increased the taxes. He became furious because the last tiger was not found. He tried to give means he tried to announce rewards on the people, on persons who would give the the location of a tiger, but everything was going in vain. Okay, at the end, what happens? Let's see. The Maharaja's anxiety reached a fever pitch when there remained just one tiger to achieve his tally of 100. He had this one thought during the day and the same dream at night. This shows his obsession. By the time the tiger farms had run dry, even in his father's kingdom. So, even in his father in law's kingdom, the tigers have become extinct. It is impossible to locate tigers anywhere. Yet, only one was needed. If he could kill just one single beast, the Maharaja would have no fears left. He could give up tiger hunting altogether. But he had to be extremely careful with the last tiger. What had the late chief astrologer said? So this late chief astrologer means even the astrologer had died. Okay, who had made the prophecy? But the prophecy is living in the minds of the king. We are reminded of the prophecy. Even after killing 199 tigers, the Maharaja should be beware of the 100th. True enough, the tiger was a savage beast after all. One had to be wary of it. But where was that 100th tiger to be found? It seemed easier. Look at the hyperbole here. Hyperbole. It seemed easier to find tiger's milk than a live tiger. Hyperbole and irony. Tiger is only not there, but even then the author is saying it seemed easier to find tiger's milk. This is the irony. Okay. Thus the Maharaja became very sad. Soon became the happy news. What happy news? In his own state, that is Pratibandapuram, sheep began to disappear frequently from a hillside village. Okay. Now again you will get a hint, get an instance of the fact that not only king and the Diwan Sahib, but also the subjects, the common people are also very common people also lack in the basic intelligence. Why? Because whenever we get a news that at such and such valley or hillside, the sheep have begun to disappear, the first thought that comes to our mind is maybe there is a tiger hunting. Okay, man eater hunting. But what is the first thing that has come to the minds of the people there, the villagers? They thought that it is the work of Khadir Mian Sahib or Virasami Naikar. Now, these two are completely fictional characters created by our author, but this also shows the satire. Now, who are this? What are these names? These names are the names of the two local persons. Okay, completely fictional local legends, and the story goes that they have the ability to swallow entire sheep. Okay, so when the sheep started to disappear, the villagers first thought that maybe Khadir Mian Sahib or Virasami Naikar are is behind this. But then when they got sure that this was not the work of them, they understood that surely a tiger was at work. The villagers ran to inform the Maharaja. Okay, and again, at the cost of the financial loss of the state, the Maharaja announced a 3-year exemption from all taxes for that village and set out on the hunt. Okay. Even after that, the tiger could not be found, as if the tiger had hid itself to disobey the Maharaja's will. Okay, this is a personification. The tiger has voluntarily has hidden itself to openly disobey Maharaja's will. But our Maharaja Jilani Jangjang Bahadur is also very determined. He refused to leave the forest until the tiger was found. He is furious and stubborn. Okay, many officers lost their jobs. So his fury and obstinacy means stubbornness, mounted alarmingly, kept on increasing. He was not in a state of mind to hear any logical explanation of anyone. Many officers lost their jobs. Okay, it reached a point when Maharaja called the Diwan and ordered him to double the land tax. So it is on the villagers now. It is the villagers who would be penalized now for now, because a tiger king is not getting the last tiger to be killed. Okay, the people will become discontented. Here the uh, divan is trying to make a rational explanation that if we do so, the people will be dissatisfied, and then they will join the Indian National Congress, and your state may also be you may also lose your statehood, right? And even in that case, the king wants the diwan. In that case, you may resign from your post. So, the king is absolutely in no condition to hear any logical explanation. Alright, and that is why the diwan went home convinced that if he could not find the tiger, the results would be disastrous. So the diwan comes up with the idea that he felt life returning only when he saw the tiger which had been brought from the People's Park in Madras and kept it hidden in his house. So he went to Madras, he went to a park where a tiger was there and brought that tiger to his house, kept it hidden. Okay? At midnight, when the town slept in peace, the Diwan and his aged wife dragged the tiger to the car and shoved it into the seat. The Diwan himself drove the car straight to the forest where the Maharaja was hunting. So, remember, the Maharaja took a vow that he would not leave the forest until he finds the tiger. Right, so what did the Diwan do? Diwan brought a tiger from the park and kept it hidden in his house, and then just left it in the forest. Okay, when they reached the forest, the tiger launched its satyagraha and refused to get out of the car. That means the tiger did not want to go outside. Okay, this is again a satire, again a hyperbole. Did not want to go outside, did not want to go out in the forest. Look at the satire here. The tiger who always wants to be free now wants to be inside the car, because somehow the tiger also knows what is waiting for it in the outside in outs what is waiting for it for outside in the forest, right? So the divan was thorough and the tiger was taken out. Okay, the next day the tiger wandered in in the Maharaja's presence. The tiger wandered in Maharaja's presence as if in humble supplication. Supplication means surrender. So, so what happened? Next day, the old tiger did not do anything to save itself. Okay, it was very humble, and it was humbly surrendering in front of the Maharaja, as if, look at the personification, hyperbole injected here. Personification and hyperbole. The tiger was not fighting back, the tiger has accepted its fate, and as if the tiger is saying that, what do you want me to do, king? Okay, Maharaja, what do you command of me? And it was with endless joy, boundless joy that the Maharaja took careful aim at the beast. The tiger fell in a crumpled heap. I have killed the 100th tiger, my vow has been fulfilled. Ordering the tiger to be brought to the capital in grand procession, the Maharaja hastened away in his car. So finally, he has killed the 100th tiger, and he is so proud of his achievement, of his feat, that he has ordered that the tiger's corpse should be taken in a grand procession in the capital. Okay, and he left. But after he has left, what did the hunters see? The hunters who were standing there. The hunters took a closer look at the tiger, and the tiger looked back, sorry, and the tiger looked back, rolling its eyes. Do you understand? That means the tiger was alive. The tiger was alive. Okay. So now it becomes very difficult for the hunters to make a decision. They are thinking that if they go and tell Maharaja that he has missed his target, then surely the Maharaja is going to take their heads. Okay, not only that they would lose their job, but maybe they would be killed. Okay, so that is why the Maharaja must not come to know about it. And hence, what did they do? One of the hunters took aim from a distance of 1 foot and shot the tiger. This time he killed it without missing his mark. So in reality, the Tiger King is still at the count of 99, but he thinks that he has killed 100 tigers. Alright. Then, as commanded by the king, the dead tiger was taken in procession through the town and buried. A tomb was erected. Look at the false show of power, pride, arrogance. Okay. Now the Maharaja's son's third birthday has arrived. Okay. Up till now, Maharaja was completely obsessed with tiger hunting. He did not give any time to his crown prince, neither did he turn his attention to his child, nor did he do anything for the kingdom. So that is why on his third birthday, this birthday, he wanted to gift him something special. Okay, he went to the shopping center. Now see, this also shows his obsession. Something is wrong with the stylus, it is not working properly. Anyway, he is still blinded by his obsession. He uh, selects a gift for his son, not as per the son's interests or passions. Okay, what does he buy? He spots a wooden tiger in a toy shop and decided it was the perfect gift. So even at this moment he is thinking about himself. Now this is a very interesting point. The wooden tiger is just 2 annas and a quarter. Okay. Now see, shopkeeper has come. Maharaja has come to the shopkeeper to buy, right? He cannot say any, he cannot give him the price like any cheap price. It's true that the Maharaja has spotted the wooden tiger, and the wooden tiger is very cheap. Okay, 2 annas and a quarter. But the shopkeeper knew if he quoted such a low price to the Maharaja, he would be punished under the rules of emergency. Why is this mentioned here? That means during emergencies, anything, the rulers can do anything. They don't need any rationality, right? They don't need any proper reason for their action, and that is why he understood that if he quoted such a low price he would be punished. And then what does he say? Very ironically, he says, "Your Majesty, this is an extremely rare example of craftsmanship, a bargain at 300 rupees. That which costed actually 2 annas and a quarter is he is selling it at 300 rupees, and the Maharaja is very happy to receive it. Okay, let this be your offering to the crown prince." So he does not even pay. Okay, he says that let this toy tiger be your gift to the prince. On that day, the father and the son played with the tiny little wooden tiger. It had been carved, yes, sorry, it had been carved by unskilled carpenter. Its surface was rough, tiny slivers of wood stood up like quills all over it. So Maharaja could not identify a cheap product from an expensive product. Okay, he was so blinded and so selfish, and he is always so single minded about his achievement that he could not see these truths, and he has ended up buying a very cheap toy, and that has been carved by an unskilled carpenter. Why unskilled? Because that wooden tiger has tiny rough slivers of wood. That means it has not been smoothened. Okay, the texture is rough, and one such sliver of wood pierced the Maharaja's right hand. He pulled it out with his left hand and continued to play with the prince. Okay. The next day, the infection flared in the Maharaja's right hand. In 4 days, it developed into a suppurating sore, which spread all over the arm. Three famous surgeons were brought in from Madras. After holding a consultation, they decided to operate. The operation took place. Three surgeons who performed it came out of the theatre and announced, "The operation was successful, the Maharaja is dead." In this manner, the 100th tiger took its final revenge upon the Tiger King. So, what is that 100th tiger? It is not even a live tiger, it is just a toy wooden tiger which ultimately took the life of the Maharaja. And what is this sentence? The operation was successful means what? They could remove the infection from the hand, but the infection had already spread over, and that is why the Maharaja is dead. So, what is the situational irony here? Situational irony is the king who had been fearlessly fighting the tigers with bare hands, fearlessly fighting the live tigers with bare hands. Okay, live tigers with bare hands. Now, that same person is dead because of an inanimate object, not a live tiger, but an inanimate tiger. Okay, even here he was in bare hands, and that is one of the reason. Bare hands is one of the reasons for his death. Hence, the entire story becomes a great example of irony. That is, the things that determined the course of his life, the actions of his life, finally becomes futile, finally becomes vain. Okay, this shows that when we are obsessed with something, we don't get to see reason. That is why whenever we makes a decision or plan something, we should be calm and composed. We should not be thinking it as the single object. We should think about the repercussions, we should think about the reactions, actions, the effects, impacts, everything. We should not be blind to it. That's it. Okay, I hope the chapter is clear to all of you. Please go through the text. It is a very beautiful text, very humorous text. All right, and this also tells us, makes us aware of the concept of environmental conservation, how important it is to save the creatures in order to in order to sustain the ecological balance. All these things are embedded directly, indirectly. Okay, thank you, students.